All right, you're coming back from a great weekend. Restful, worship was awesome, spent some good time with family and friends, but now it's Monday and you got to get your week started. Well, today we're talking about 5 things you may want to think about doing to get your week rolling right. This is the Youth Worker Daily. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Youth Worker Daily. My name is Jay Hyam, and here at the Youth Worker Daily, it is our hope to encourage youth workers like you with tools, tips, resources, and helps so that you thrive in your youth ministry. And today we're talking about 5 things that you may want to think about doing on Monday morning, or at least when you begin your week, because I know some of us take Mondays as our day off, which would make your first day of the week actually Tuesday. But whether you start your week on Monday or your week on Tuesday, here are some things that I've kind of put into practice over the years that have helped me start my week right and go in the direction where I'm going to have the most productive, efficient, and fruitful week. So, with that in mind, let's get started with number 1. So one of the first things I like to do on a Monday morning is organize my week. And the way I do that is by blocking through my week the different things I need to do. Now, I've talked about blocking in your calendar in an earlier blog, but it fits perfect for this video because it's something I do at the beginning of every week. I sit down at my desk and I try to figure out what I need to do and when the best days for me to actually try to accomplish that. So if I need to plan my teaching and my lesson, I block out time to work on my teaching and lesson. If I need to do social media, I block out time when I need to do social media. If I have to do slides or announcements or something like that for Tuesday night, then I need to plug it in there. I said Tuesday night because we meet with our students on Tuesday night, but it might be Wednesday night for you. Whatever it is, take the time first thing Monday morning to lay out your week. Block it out. Now, part of blocking this out, why I like doing this is because you take chunks of time and you reserve it for that specific task. But you also leave time within your calendar for spontaneous things, unexpected things, or just time to kind of use for other stuff that comes up during the week. But blocking your schedule just kind of helps you kind of see big picture. Here's what needs to happen for the week. Here's when I want to do this. Here's when I want to do that. I've got this time free to be with these people. I've got this in case something changes. And this gives you a good idea of what your week is going to look like at the very beginning. And then you can always go back. You can change things as you need to, but at least you're starting on the right foot. So take Monday, block out your calendar, figure out what it is that you need to do for the week, and get it on there so that you have that time reserved. The second thing I like to do is to come up with a plan of how I want to reach out and spend time with students. So coming up with a list of students I want to connect with, putting in some time within my schedule of when I can meet with them, and then of course reaching out to them and actually setting up time to get together with them. In the school year, that's a little more complicated because you're dealing with kids that are in school, so you've got after school activities, you've got sporting events, you've got homework, you've got part-time jobs, so it's a little bit of a challenge. But if you can look ahead into your week and maybe on Monday say, who do I want to hang out with, who do I want to be with, who do I need to connect with, you can figure that on Monday, come up with those names, reach out to them, and then hopefully by maybe Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, as the week is coming to an end, you have that time already reserved in your calendar, you've already set up those appointments, and now it's just a matter of following up and being with those students. I find if you don't do it on Monday, we may come into the office thinking, we're going to do these things this week, but if we don't actually put together the plan to do them, well, you're going to find out it's going to be Thursday before you realize it, and you never met with the students that you wanted to meet with. So go ahead and get that done Monday, make your list, reach out to those students, get it on the calendar. That way, later on during the week, you have the times set and you can go and you can actually meet and spend time with students that works for you. So, come up with that list, reach out to those students, make those appointments. The third thing I like to do on a Monday morning is to come up with a list of students and or leaders that I want to be praying for during the course of that week. And so having made contact with my students on Sunday, kind of hearing what's going on in their world, Monday morning is a time for me to kind of set aside time to create a list to say, who do I want to be praying for this week? Now, that could be connected with what you do in number two by reaching out and spending time with students. You might want to be praying for those students that you're going to meet later on in the week. Or you may want to be praying for students that maybe you want to meet in the week coming ahead. The idea is that you are praying for your students, and I would throw into that praying for your leaders on a regular basis. And if you take just 2 or 3 a week, you can work on praying for each student over the course of the next couple of days. Maybe what you don't want to do is maybe you don't want to pray for like 1 or 2 students for the entire week, but maybe you're making a list of students you're going to pray for all week long. And so maybe Monday is Bob, maybe 2 is Sally, maybe 3 is Devin, maybe 4 is Julie, maybe Friday is whatever. You just plan out a plan, make a plan, create a plan to pray for your students and for your leaders. The next thing I like to do on a Monday is to get organized. Now, it can be very similar to the first thing, that is blocking out your calendar, but I think it takes the next step. Not only you just kind of blocking in your calendar what you want to do, but you're actually taking a step to get organized so that you can accomplish the tasks that you have to accomplish for that week. For instance, we all know that youth gatherings come around every single week, and there are certain things that have to be done so that we can make sure that those nights happen as flawlessly as possible. Whether it's preparing your lesson or getting your game stuff or organizing your announcements or putting together your media, you've got to do these things. And part of helping you accomplish those things in an efficient manner is to organize yourself so that you can get those things done in a way that works for you. Now, I'm a guy who works well with structure. So having a to-do list each week, putting aside the things that I need to do on my desk so that I have the resources right there in front of me. I don't have to waste time looking for them. They're right there. Those type of things help me be most productive during the week. And then as I move from different activities in my calendar, what I need is already right there. And it only takes a few minutes to sit down and create a to-do list or pull some files or pull out some books that you know that you're going to look at or need and just have them available so they're right there. And I think that's a great thing for all of us. Even if you're kind of more spontaneous in how you go through your week, there still has to be a certain level of organization for you to get through the things that you have to get through so that you accomplish them in a timely manner. So get organized. Take a few minutes, sit down, organize your thoughts, organize your week, and that'll help you greatly to make sure that you have a great week in the office and out of the office. The fifth and final thing I want to do on a Monday morning is I want to pray for the week ahead. Having blocked out my time, having made my list of students that I want to meet with during this week, having set aside the time to get organized, having made my list of people who I want to pray for, now I want to sit down and I want to actually pray for the week that's to come. And so I want to sit down and then I want to make a practice and a habit of taking those things and saying, God, here is what my week might look like. Here are the things that I want to see accomplished. Now, Lord, give your blessing and let's move through this week and let's be fruitful. Now, I say that and I know right away you're going to be like cringy saying, wait a minute, why are we praying for God to bless our week? Well, I think there's a manner of this that when we sit down to do things like blocking out our calendars, meeting with students, praying for students and leaders, getting organized, I think there's a certain level of that where we are already relying on God and trusting God and discerning with Him what that week is going to look like. As part of what Monday morning is, for me at least, is thinking through very discerningly, what is it that God wants me to accomplish? And so by entering that time of prayer, I'm not really asking God to bless what I want to do. I'm asking Him to bless what He's put on my heart for me to do in that week. But as I move forward through that week, I want God to work through the things and through the people I'm meeting with and through the activities I'm participating in. I want to see Him working through those things and actually doing pretty amazing stuff with the students, with my leaders, with what we do on our weekly basis at our students gathering, with what we're accomplishing in the office. Like, I want to see God interacting and moving through those things. And so by starting my week and saying, God, here is the week ahead. Here it is as much as I understand it. Here it is as I see things coming together. Now, God, put it all together. Let's make some things happen. And let's see what it is that you have in store for us as we move through the week. Okay? So, pray for the week ahead. There you go. 5 more ideas to think about as you start your week and roll into your office on Monday morning. Like I've already said, I'm a person who likes to have structure. I'm someone who works well within the framework, and I feel like when I have things put together and organized out and listed out, then I just function better. Plus, for me, all of those things kind of really lead to the place where I'm a guy who likes to have a plan, but I'm also a guy that feels more comfortable getting off plan when things come up unexpectedly because I know I have a plan to fall back into. For instance, if something were to come up on a Wednesday, by having my schedule, my organization, my lists, my prayer times, all those things in place, I know I can move things around to best accommodate that unexpected event or that spontaneous moment and still be able to accomplish the things I want to get done in that week. But I'd like to hear that. What are your habits? What are the things that you do on a Monday morning or a Tuesday morning or whenever it is that you start your week? What are the habits that you have in place to help you prepare, organize, look ahead, and really work for you to make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do? I'd love to hear your ideas, your thoughts, and your practices. Leave those in the comments below. Let's learn and grow together as we share those thoughts. As always, we want to say, hey, make sure you check out the Controlled Chaos podcast and blog. You'll find both of those at controlledchaos.fun. You can look them up. Great podcast with Justin and Kurt. All sorts of great guests and thoughts and ideas coming through every Wednesday on the podcast. It's really awesome. You're going to love it. And of course, we've got daily content from myself and other youth workers who focus on middle school ministry. Great content for you to read. We hope it'll be super helpful for you. So go ahead and check that out. The controlledchaos.fun. Great place to be. And hey, join our community. Subscribe here to the channel. Ring that little bell, and you'll get a message in the inbox every time we post a new video, and a way for you to just stay connected and up to date with all things that are happening with the Youth Worker Daily. And if you're out there on social media, come and join our community. You'll find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All of those at the handle Youth Worker Daily. That is YTH Worker Daily. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully today's video was helpful for you, and we'll have some more for you coming up next week right here on the Youth Worker Daily. We'll see you then.